Hey there and welcome. Have you ever looked at something simple, maybe a potato fresh from the ground, and just wondered how it gets turned into the products we use and buy every day? Well, today we're going to break down the basic principles of business by focusing on one simple question.
Here it is. This is the question that's going to guide us through this whole explainer. How does a humble potato, worth maybe a few cents, transform into a $5 bag of premium chips? Trust me, by the time we're done here, you'll not only get the answer, but you'll understand the fundamentals of how pretty much any business works. So to solve our potato mystery, we've got to start at the beginning. We need to understand the basic building blocks that every single business uses to create, well, literally everything, from fancy cars to simple haircuts.
And those building blocks, they have a name, the 4 factors of production. The best way to think about these is like the essential ingredients in a recipe. If you're trying to create a product or a service, you need these. Without them, nothing gets made. Simple as that.
Okay, so let's get into it. What are these 4 essential ingredients? We'll start with the one that's, the most down to earth.
First up is land. Now, I know what you're thinking, but this isn't just about a plot of dirt. In the world of business, land means a whole lot more.
Land covers all the natural resources that go into the production process. We're talking about things like oil, water, minerals, forests, and yes, of course, the actual farmland where our potatoes are grown. A really great example of this is Kuwait. Its whole economy is powered by its massive natural reserves of oil. For them, that oil is their land.
Right. Next, you need the human touch. And that brings us to our second ingredient, labor.
Labor is all the human effort, we're talking both mental and physical, that's poured into making something. This is everyone from the farmer planting the potatoes, to the factory worker who's operating the slicing machine, and even the marketing person designing that cool chip bag. And it makes sense, right? The more skilled and experienced your labor is, the more productive it's going to be.
Okay, so we've got our resources from the land, and we have people to do the work. But they need tools to actually get the job done. This is where our third factor, capital, comes into play.
Now, this is a really important point. In business, capital isn't money. It's all the man-made tools and equipment used to produce other things. It's the physical stuff, the tractor on the farm, the deep fryers in the factory, the trucks that deliver the chips, even the computer used to track sales. All of that is what we call capital goods.
So, let's recap. We have land, we have labor, and we have capital. But these 3 ingredients don't just magically organize themselves into a bag of chips. That requires our 4th and final factor, enterprise.
Enterprise is the secret sauce. It's the vision, the skill, and the guts of an entrepreneur who looks at the other 3 factors and figures out how to combine them in a new or better way. This is the person who looked at a simple potato and thought, you know what? I bet I can turn this into a gourmet snack and make a profit. It's the real engine behind innovation.
So, once an entrepreneur works their magic and combines these 4 factors, what do they actually make? Well, the final output always falls into one of 2 buckets. It's either a good or a service.
The difference is actually pretty straightforward. Goods are tangible, physical things you can actually hold in your hand, like your phone or, you guessed it, that bag of potato chips. Services, on the other hand, are intangible. They're actions that someone performs for you, like getting your car washed, a haircut, or even your Netflix subscription. The key thing to remember is that both are created using those same 4 factors of production. Okay, so now we know how to make a bag of chips using our 4 factors. But how do we make it a premium bag of chips that people are willing to pay more for?
The secret is in something called adding value. Businesses have a few key ways to do this. Take branding, for example. Apple's logo alone lets them charge a premium because they've built a brand that people associate with quality. Or think about convenience. Persil selling laundry detergent in little tablets just makes a chore easier, and people will pay for that. Quality and design are huge. Part of the appeal of a Jo Malone perfume is the beautiful, heavy packaging. A unique selling point, or USP, like Moonpig letting you put a custom photo on a card, offers something nobody else does. And finally, you have features, like all the advanced health tracking on a Samsung watch, which makes it way more desirable than a basic watch.
And here's the crucial thing to get. Adding value isn't the same as profit. It's all about increasing the perceived worth of something in the customer's mind. It's the gap between what it costs you to make the product and the price a customer is actually happy to pay for it. And that gap, that's where profit is made. All right, time for our last really critical idea. All of these resources we've talked about, land, labor, capital, they're all limited. There's only so much to go around. This scarcity means that every single time a business or a government or even you makes a choice, there's a hidden cost, and it's called opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost is simply the next best thing you have to give up when you make a decision. So for you as an individual, if you choose to buy a new phone, the opportunity cost might be that pair of jeans you also wanted but can't afford now. For a business, if it decides to use a factory to build electric cars, its opportunity cost is all the profit it's giving up from the petrol cars it could have been making. And for a government, choosing to fund free school meals might mean the opportunity cost is keeping rural libraries open. You see, every single choice involves a trade-off.
And that just about wraps it up. We've gone from the 4 factors that turn a potato into chips, to how businesses make them more valuable, all the way to the hidden cost behind every decision. It's all connected. So I'll leave you with this to think about. The last time you decided to spend your time or your money on something, what was the valuable alternative you gave up? What was your opportunity cost?